Hi, in this slide, all I've done is create a table, and actually I'm going to come back in the future with another couple of clips on this and make it more comprehensive of the whale curve chart we saw in the previous clip. So in 2010, the distributor had 2,800 active accounts, dropping to 2,600 the next year and 2,500. So they actually lost 300 active customers. Heavens to mercies. That's awful. But if you looked at the percent of customers that were profitable out of the total, the first year only 18% of all the customers were profitable. The next year 31% were, and the next year 40% were. If you said, well, what was the peak internal profits when you get up to the very top of the whale curve, and that's the peak, what percent of that peak did you keep as opposed to giving away by losing to lots of customers with a huge hammer job on the bottom 1% that are eating up 20% of the peak internal profits? So first year they were realizing only 20%. The second year they were realizing 50, and the third year they were realizing 70. Good trend. And of course you can see down here the operating profit, the profit before interest and tax. They start off with 500,000, but by turning more guys into winners or shipping out 200 accounts that just said, no, I'm going to go paralyze your competition, they were able to get up to 1,500, and probably not by hiring any more people. They're basically getting larger average margin dollar per pick, per order at the inside sales desk, per invoice for stop of the truck, per sales call on an account. So the productivity of the people is going up a lot. In the future, what I'm going to do is see if I can't get case studies where I include what's going on with gross margin dollar per full-time equivalent employee, PBIT for per full-time equivalent employee, and gain sharing. Since we're going to give these guys, everybody's going to get some money. Not that the company isn't making a lot more too. And then in the third, after the second 12-month period, they were actually able to ratchet the profits even higher to 2,400, or a 4.8 time pop over 24 months earlier. Now the average profit per customer went from 178 to 576 to 960. So again, this is sort of mathematically proving an upside growth dynamic that people don't typically get. I mean, for starters, the assumption is at our core customers, we're getting the lion's share. We're getting all the business, as opposed to, no, actually we're number 2 or 3 in the pecking order, and by renewing the relationship we can increase the volume 300%. We've seen these stories. We've seen stories where we've turned losers into winners and picked up 25% more volume out of the same account, but all on a profitable basis. We've seen stories where some of the customers were minnows and said, if you put those new terms in, I'm going to leave, but actually ordered half as often, 3 times as much, and paid higher prices, and maybe unbundled freight or not type of thing, but they became profitable. So this is just quantifying the upside dynamic, so we don't get so scared about, oh my gosh, we might lose one margin dollar of minnow business. Thank you.